Hello, this is Coffee with the Archbishop, and I'm not drinking hot coffee today because it's the afternoon. And this is Archbishop Christopher Coyne. Joining me today is Superintendent of Schools Val Mara.
Thank you.
And we're going to do 2 segments because we have 2 really good things to talk about. First, we're going to talk about Catholic schools in general, and then next segment we're going to talk about our new Catholic school in Hartford, and maybe a little bit of talk about our new Catholic school in New Britain.
Wonderful.
How do you take your coffee?
Right now I'm drinking it black. However, it's hot. It can be 100 degrees out and it still has to be hot coffee for me.
Okay.
Has to be.
Whatever gets you through.
Whatever gets you through the day.
I go hot and cold. How's that? Hot and cold. Well, welcome.
Thank you. This is fun.
So we got a lot of bragging to do because we have a great Catholic school system.
A lot of good news to share.
And
a lot of good news
how
to share.
many Catholic schools do we have?
We have 38 this year.
38, and there's 3 Catholic high schools that are Archdiocese.
That's correct. 5 that are
Independent.
Okay. Yes, but within the umbrella of the Archdiocese.
And we're going to have another one soon.
And we will have another one.
And then how many parochial schools? That's parish schools, folks.
We have 30 in all.
Okay.
So,
and we're going to have another one.
And we'll have another one.
And we might even have another one after
And we might even have
So
another
we're
one
working
after
on
that. Yes.
And
we're growing.
yeah, and our numbers are just.
You know, I believe a lot of it is attributed to at a time when our neighborhoods, our communities needed us the most during COVID, we kept our doors open. We knew that families, they needed their children to go to school. They needed to go to work and couldn't stay home. They needed to continue to put food on the table, and children needed to come in and connect. We had not one COVID case that was generated from inside any of our schools during that whole time. But with that, our doors remained open. Many families came to us at that time. For a while, we thought, okay, if this is serving our communities right now, but they stayed. Not only did they stay, they started to spread the good news. They recognized the kind of education that we provide, the curriculum, which is grounded in basic skills. And when I say basic skills, I mean there's reading and writing across all content areas. They are taught to be creative thinkers, critical thinkers, authentic thinkers. So while we embrace technology, they first think for themselves, and then technology supplements that. So as families start to see perhaps a different kind of education in the public schools, and that is not being critical of our colleagues in public schools at all, they recognize that perhaps what we're teaching is what their children need to be successful and to meet with success. We talk about building bridges. We have to meet children where they are. It isn't about you come to us and do it the way we say. Where is your child? Where is your family? We accompany them and bring them to where we know they need to be. And we recognize parents as partners in that. Our schools reflect the values, I believe, in the families at home. That's
I think getting back to the technology side of it, well, let's go back to COVID, because I remember when we kept the schools open in the Diocese of Burlington, that was a lot of work and energy, not just for the children and their families, but the staff, what they had to do and to keep the schools open. The teachers, and it was just, it was a lot of extra work.
It was a ministry.
Cleaning, making sure that children, they had to eat in the classrooms. They couldn't eat in the cafeteria. Everything had to be done.
Well, we used cafeteria space and gymnasium space to spread out the classroom. Yeah,
and then also, just like, at least in Vermont, every school had like a day per week when they did remote learning, so that they could do a complete clean of the classroom.
I see. We did not do that. However, we did that on the weekends.
Okay.
There was deep cleaning that happened on the weekends. There were some of our students, though, who, for whatever reason, perhaps there was an illness at home that we had to be mindful of, and for them to come to school was more of a risk than the parents wanted to take. We did allow them to learn remotely. So it wasn't a requirement that you came in, but it was open for those that wanted to.
Getting back to the technology thing, first of all, our Catholic high schools are cell phone free.
Cell phone free.
So when the students come into the Catholic high schools, our 3 schools, they place their They keep their cell phones in their locker.
In their locker, in their backpack, in their locker, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And what's amazing, and you'll see for yourself, because you visit the school so often, we laud you for that all the time. That's the truth. The students are walking down the halls, and one young lady said to me, I was walking with her as I'm going down the hall, and she said, sometimes I don't know who to look at. I don't know what to... I said, you can just talk to whoever you see. I went to the cafeteria, and it was loud. And so I said to the principal of the high school, do you have more kids here this year? And she said, no, they're just talking with one another. So I will tell you that they're not complaining about it. They're not complaining about not having their phones at their disposal. It's there for them when they need it at the end of the day, certainly with athletics, robotics, or the arts, whatever's going on after school. They need to have that kind of connection to their families. But during the day, it's not necessary.
Yeah, you said that we focus really on the basics in terms of reading requirements, quantitatively working things through in all the classes, really focusing on the basics. And one of the basics we have is we try and stay away from tablets as much as possible and actually use like books and actually use like paper and stuff like that.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But it does tend to... It's like me, when I pray, I don't like to pray with my phone, my breviary.
Yeah.
I like the breviary in my hand because I'm on my iPad and my phone a lot.
Here's what we know. When you read off of a screen, comprehension is going to take a hit.
Really?
That's been proven time and again. Students comprehend better and more deeply when they have something concrete in their hands that they can annotate by hand. Movement and memory is the same part of the brain. So when children are actually writing, as opposed to just hitting keys, and they're interacting with the text, comprehension is much deeper. We want them to be able to comprehend so that they can retrieve the information and use it.
Good. So in the time that we have left for this segment,
that was
there's
fast.
three things I want to talk about.
Okay.
And there are good outcomes.
Okay.
The first is how the outcomes for our 8th grade testing,
Yes.
the SAT scores from our high schools,
Impressive.
and the Blue Ribbon schools.
Impressive. Yes.
So we only test on a kind of a national level at the 8th grade level, right? We only test.
No, we test 3 through 8.
Okay.
I only showed to you the 8th graders because it's the highest grade that we test in elementary school, but I could show you the results for those students as well. When we look at the national median, our students are just so far above that.
In math and English.
In math and in English, yes. And those are the subjects that are tested with the NWA map that we require them to use in the schools. When we look at the high schools, their scores in evidence-based reading and writing and in math far surpasses the state of Connecticut, but also the nation, which surpasses the state of Connecticut when we're looking at averages. And they don't disaggregate our scores. So when Connecticut reports the scores, we're actually included in that number.
So our
as
high
well.
scores are actually in Connecticut scores.
Yes. It is a testimony to our teachers. I believe it is a testimony to how, when you take the time to know a student, take the time for those relationships and connections to happen, and you have a safe environment for students to learn, learning happens at a deeper level.
Okay.
They can take it, they can apply it, they can transfer it. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay. And the last thing?
Oh, Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
Yes. So United States Department of Education recognizes schools of excellence. That means they're in the top 85th percentile nationally. In the state of Connecticut, well, throughout the country, only 50 private schools are recognized. In the state of Connecticut, only 2 private schools were recognized, and both were from our Archdiocese. So it's a lot to be proud of. We've had many schools that have been Blue Ribbon, but it's been harder because of COVID. There are so many gaps. Remember, we're taking children where they are. And some of them learned remotely for a long time, and we need to catch them up.
Yep.
So the fact that that means that every grade tested scores at the 85th percentile or higher. So the fact that we actually have 3 schools, but one was recognized just in 2018, so
They don't do it again.
they don't do it again. But
Yeah.
our 2 schools certainly were, and that's exciting.
Thank you for this first part of conversation.
Thank you, Archbishop.
And, we get to talk about something even more exciting, or even, well, as exciting
As exciting.
as
yeah.
the we talked about today.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
Archbishop
you.
Coyne. Thank you, Superintendent.
Thank you, Archbishop.
And you've been watching Coffee with the Archbishop.